Sorry, I had to redo that one because some things showed up on screen that I didn't want to be shown. Um, let's do this again because that was so terrible that I'm like, I think your GM is just going to give you a pity roll because it was a -2 modifier in total. It had 11 was its high stat. That's the kind of rolling that you want to avoid, which is why most people say you got to get at least +3 total modifier or something. Oh, I forgot to turn on compute BP. Let's see. Okay, this one also sucks, but he's strong. I kind of like this character a bit more because there's a bit more character to it. So what we got is we got 11 strength, 5 dexterity, 9 constitution, 6 intelligence, 6 wisdom, and 9 charisma. His total
So in this
modifier is
case,
-9.
oof.
Shall we re-roll this, or shall we stick with it?
Well, remember what
Stick
we've
with it.
discussed before. Yeah, but we can probably stick with it safely. The thing that we did before was that the difference between the highest skill and the lowest skill is minuscule. Remember, about what, 30%, I think, or even less? I think it was like 10%. Oh, the difference between 8 and 12, between -1 and +1.
Mm-hmm.
You can still roll a 20 even with a crappy skill. It's just
Yeah.
that you can roll a little bit
It's
more
5% per
reliably.
point.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the wrong character background section. There we go. Backgrounds and occupation. Let's roll an occupation and see what our character does for a day job. Brock Jones, roll me a d8. We rolled a 7. 7 gives us castle. Our character lives in a castle. What do they do in that castle? Is then the question. It's a d12.
There's a lot of professions they can do there.
They're a courier. They're not the fastest in the world, but I like the idea that they're a courier. They're so stupid. Like they're stupid. They're not very attentive, but they're the perfect. They're the perfect patsy.
Yep, run some errands, bring some documents around. No speed required, but it's also a low skill requirement job that lets him do it, as opposed to just being a loafer. Make do with what you have.
Yeah, I like this. I like that idea. So, what shall we name this character, or lady, or lad? Let's see. Inga, because she's not too smart and not too good. Her dexterity though is she's gonna get hit by lots of things. I think that's like a -3 to dexterity or something. Yeah, it's a -3. So that AC is gonna
That,
suck. Spells hit her like crazy.
yep.
So she's gonna be a background fighter. With that, well,
Wouldn't that over the years just accumulate better constitution because they get bitten a lot, so they can take a lot?
I think that's what the drawback and advantage are for. I think that since this character has so many drawbacks already, we just make it two advantages. Like we'll just make a system. Okay, if a character has shitty stats, we'll just give them a little extra advantage because
Based on
they're
those stats.
they're used to it. Because if you suck at
Yeah.
life, you're gonna pick up things. You're gonna learn things. Maybe she has an injury. Maybe she has a bad leg. We can keep that as a drawback, and really make a character
You
out
know
of it.
what this reminds me of?
Yourself?
No.
Oh,
There was a particular. There is a particular character in Fallout 2 that just has the worst luck. Every year something bad happens to him. But yes, I do have a bad leg, so I do kind of see myself in there. So let me try to find this dude. Let's see. Okay, so at age 1, he was dropped on the porch. At age 2, he had pneumonia. At age 3, he had chickenpox. At age 4, he broke 6 ribs after falling downstairs. At age 5, his uncle was decapitated by a watermelon. At age 6, he was hit in the head with a shovel by his parents. At age 7, index finger lost to pet rat. At age 8, pet dog killed by a tractor. At age 9, mother loses arm to a rabid Brahmin. At age 10, sister killed by a pack of dogs. At age 11, grandfather committed suicide due to his ugliness. At age 12, grandmother committed suicide due to his ugliness. At age 13, father poked out his eyes in drunken stupor. At age 14, brother lost hand to a wallaby. At age 15, aunt choked to death on a chicken bone. At age 16, cousin killed by a badger. At age 17, amputated left big toe with a hoe. At age 18, father lost his leg to a tractor. At age 22, testicular fungus renders him impotent. At age 61, finally mercifully killed by Enclave Assault on Vault 13.
By what?
Enclave Assault on Vault 13.
Jesus, man.
Yes. Born 2 months premature around 2180, Dave's life is an endless path of misery and misfortune. He became a grumpy man with a weathered face and the stance of a man who has had his fair share of abuse. Bad luck in his life included the following list.
Jesus.
Yes.
But let's get back to the thing.
Yes.
So we're gonna give her bad luck, which basically reduces her speed. So she's not fast because she doesn't have the dexterity. At least her intelligence and wisdom are just a -2. But so what advantages would you have as someone who's gotten through life like this? I'd say we go with that one Constitution thing. Like she's just tough. She can take it. She can stand there and take it. So we're gonna give her a bonus to her saves and a bonus to her HP.
So basically, toughness feat out of the box for free.
I'm gonna call it. I can handle it. She gets +3 HP per level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, actually, her saves are so bad. Let's just say ignores. No. That'd be bad. Let's just give him some extra. There we go. +2 to all saves. So essentially, despite all that, still holds her ground. She gets out on top. She gets a +1 on fort saves, and +2 HP per level. So not bad. Like she can still handle it. Just a big target. But we're going to give her another advantage because the stats are just so sad. Like, that dexterity is just sad. Ooh, I know one that's going to make her just ripe as a fiddle. Uses strength for accuracy, for throwing, so that she still can throw things properly.
What's her strength again?
11. It's her highest stat. And her dexterity is 5, which is a -3. So if we make strength...
+0, technically.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There is a feat for this, so I'm going to look that up real fast.
Chiseled box made out of, I don't know, some kind of material.
Okay, so it's called powerful throwing.
Like a stone. Yes. There are perks that compensate with either strength or dexterity, depending on what you use most. But no perks from what I can tell. Feats, but no feats that, from what I can tell, that allow you to use a combination of both. There is, however, an interesting perk in Knights of the Old Republic 2 that I've encountered long ago, and I've stumbled upon it again. Essentially, it allows you to add your wisdom modifier to your defense.
That sounds like a monk.
Well, technically, you get like precognition stuff through the Force. You'll catch up to it eventually. It's not too far in the game. Also, the thing is, I've been watching a walkthrough of somebody else through Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I've enjoyed immensely the fact that they just get small little bonuses that don't really matter much, but they kind of stack. And I like it. It's like you talk to a person, and then they teach you something, and then as a result of those teaching, you get, for example, +1 wisdom. There you go.
I like that. I like it a lot when, like, a lot of people are like, but then there's power creep. How about you just not give your players loot? Like, give them small bonuses and just skip the money.
Yeah.
That
would be
feels
great.
like your character's growing over time.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's her personality? I say she's cautious and careful. She's learned over the years to just keep to herself, quietly take order. Actually, we haven't picked her class yet. What class would she be? Probably just a fighter. Just a straightforward.
Courier. What would correlate the best with that?
Spellless Ranger?
Maybe.
Like Spellless
That's
Ranger
reasonable.
going for...
That will give them an excuse to have a pet.
Yeah, they got a pet. Let's see, Spellless Ranger. Let's see what stats a Spellless Ranger generally needs. Take a look-see. Yeah, I don't think Spellless Ranger really gives a damn about anything. About anything but regular things. Okay. Yeah. So Spellless Ranger might actually be perfect for this. Gets her high BAB so she can hit things. She can get combat style so she can go for the extra range. Like, she just throws shit at people. Give her a throw anything and she'll just, in the middle of a fight, it's like, she just throws her mug at you and it hurts like hell.
Well, that's what the bar fights are for. Improvised weapons left and right. You can throw chairs, you can throw other people. Probably throw midgets. Now, as a joke, I want to have a class, a character that is specifically throws midgets in combat. Or kobolds, or something equally small.
What's with that? I'm sorry, I'm writing sometimes, so I'm not 100% here.
That's alright, don't worry about it. I said that as a joke, I would like to set up a character, at least try to set up a character and see how that works. A character that exclusively throws midgets or other small species like kobolds and such.
That would take some setting up, but it'd be great. You want to get like grapple feats and such, and just go for it.
Yep,
Maybe you can just respec Nertrix.
maybe. Natrix is big enough to pick up enemies and throw them at other enemies, or just hit
Just make
one
sure you
enemy
have a
with another
dwarf or
enemy.
something in your party.
Maybe. I mean, technically my main character is small enough. Or I could just have her, well, him, grapple an enemy and then just hit the nearby enemy with it.
Hmm.
Shame that Pathfinder didn't work out today, but that's okay.
Oh well, you can't expect someone to always be here, especially considering how late he was up.
Yeah,
He's gonna pop up at some point. He's gonna be like, "Oh no!"
maybe.
That's how that goes, man. That's how that story goes. If it doesn't happen that way, I'm gonna be surprised.
Well, even if you don't feel like you're sad that you missed it, at least, put up a show for the rest of the people. Just be empathetic a little bit with the other players.
Actually, now that I think about it, a nice advantage for a character. Oh no, that would be her main event. That would be her main event like thing. Her main
Yeah.
event is gonna be trusting someone and losing trust, and she either gets sense motive out of it or she gets she gets a bonus out of it basically.
Have you played any of the Dungeon of the Endless with character quests?
I've not done much Dungeon of the Endless, in period.
No, that's fair enough. There are a few characters in combination that have little quests, at the end of which they either receive bonuses or sometimes kill each other, or
Hmm.
sometimes they don't. But in any case, if the characters fight, the winner gets the perk, the loser dies, and if they manage to resolve, oftentimes it's 50-50. Oftentimes they will gain some mutual bonuses, like I said about the locals, the energy vampire and the bird.
Yes.
They can trick one of the dudes by saying this butt scratcher was actually a very important artifact. And they sell it off to him for a bunch of money. And he's happy. And they are amused. In fact, while you're writing, let me just pull up a few of these quests. See if there's any funky stuff. Hmm. Let's see. Events. There we go.
Okay, so Inga's main event is that she meets an old friend, and the old friend is like, "Here's a ruin. Go over to this ruin and find me a statue. I need to pay off some debts." Um, she goes over. It's a trap. People try to kill her because she has equipment that's worth way more than the statue. The statue itself is cursed. It's like a whole thing of like Inga trusting the people that she grew up with. Because she's
Hmm.
learned to rely on them over the years. Because she's not competent. She relied on these people to keep her safe and alive. So eventually, when she comes on her own, it's like, man, I can't believe that now that I'm actually capable, these people throw me under the bus for my stuff. And the big outcome is either she discovers the plot in time, or she gets caught up in it, and finishes it and doesn't like talk to him about it. I don't know what the benefit would be if she actually falls for it. Like, what would she gain out of this? Would she just become even hardier because she just learns to live with it? I like that idea.
Maybe. Oh, here's one. It's called the Bug versus Bug Eater. There's a little bug person with a spear in that game, and also a person that thinks that she is a spider. So they talk about the stuff, and then they strike a deal. Okay, here's the deal. We both want to get out of here, yeah? Imperatively tender one. The way they speak is ridiculous. And the sooner we do it, the sooner we'll find who's the meal and who's the chef. Excellent. Let us depart this oubliette with alacrity, then see who's for dinner. There we go. They agree to eat each other later, but for the time being, they put the differences behind them.
Who are these two again?
A bug person, like, a little bug
Yeah.
thingy that walks into legs with like a coat and a spear. Let me just paste the pictures real quick. Click. That would be... There we go. This one. Versus this one.
Okay. What I have for Inga is if she succeeds, she becomes paranoid because she gets like the literal paranoid thing where she I don't know what paranoid does. Let's look it up what the drawback does. But if she succeeds, she gets +2 wisdom. She gets +2 sense motive. She gets +2 initiative because she's now paranoid. She now doesn't trust people anymore because one of her old friends has decided to stab her in the back. But if she doesn't and she goes for it, she just gets +2 to her will saves. There you go. She just gets +5 in total, which makes her actually pretty good at like resisting mental effects. But paranoid, what does paranoid do? Anyone who attempts a other action of any type, you must exceed a DC 15 check instead of the normal DC 10 check, and that's an 8.
Ouch.
So Inga is cautious and careful, but relies on the old friends she's made, and then over time will learn to either to keep trusting the people she trusts, knowing that life is fine, or falls apart and becomes a paranoid mess. There's a nice arc for you.
There
I
we
like this
go.
character. Nice character.
Yes.
Well, that was that. Ending the recording. Say goodbye, Como.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.